Okay. Along with that, you have database. In 5.5, the database size is limited, and you have capability of only utilizing up to 534 gig, which is the maximum size of the TSM database. Kamal, you still there? I don't hear anything from your
Yes,
side.
yes, yes, sir.
Okay. And the recovery log size is limited to 13 GB in 5.5 version, till 5.5 version. Okay. So whatever the transactions which is going on, all will be initially recorded in recovery log, and then committed to database. And you'll do a frequent database backups in order to have the database safeguarded. Starting from 6.x version, you have DB2 integrated along with TSM. So now you have the whole architecture completely changed. Now, starting from 6.1, you have database and logs, recovery logs. In DB2, you have active log, archive log. Along with that, you have database. Active log is nothing but whatever the updates which is not yet committed, all the in-flight transactions will be recorded. All in-flight transactions will be recorded in active log. Once this gets full, it will be committed to archive log. It has all the recorded transactions which is not yet not yet pushed to the TSM database. All the recorded transactions will be committed to archive log. Once you done the database backup, all these logs will be flushed and their respective file systems will be cleared. Okay. Now you have the maximum capacity of active log which can be used is 128 GB, and whereas archive log it will be 3 times 3 into 128 GB. And database capabilities are increased now. You can have in 6.x it's 1 TB, and in 6.2 it supports up to 2 TB, and in 6.3 it supports up to 3 TB. And now in 7.1 you have, as per the documentation, it supports 4 TB, and it's a practical test environment wherein which IBM has checked, and it is capable of extending up to 4 TB, where however it says it's an unlimited size in 7.1. The database size can grow up to unlimited size. Okay, when you talk about active log, as discussed, all the in-flight transactions will be tracked and recorded in this active log, and you have archive log. Once all these active logs are recorded and it reaches to the maximum size, it will push those transactions to archive log. It is a secondary staging wherein which all the recorded transactions will be saved in archive log. Active log also gives us the capability of recovering roll forward capabilities. In case of any disaster during the TSM server crash, you cannot go back to the point in time wherein which you don't have full database backup. For example, if you configured a database backup every night at 8 o'clock. So what if you have a server crash in the morning, early morning, 6 a.m. after 8? So you have a 4 hour, around 14 hours of time lag, right? During those, all the transactions, whatever which has done, past DB backup, all these transactions will be saved on active log and archive log. So once we have all these transactions available, we can recover the TSM server to the point in. Kamal?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to get in?
Yeah.
Okay. So similarly, you have archive logs, which is nothing but like closed and stored files. All the in-flight transactions which are recorded will be pushed to the archive log. This is used for point-in-time recovery. Along with that, you have administrative client, which is nothing but in order to administer, perform or do any kind of administrative tasks on TSM server, like while registering registering a node or registering a client or moving data or defining a policy. All these activities can be done through administrative client. So as a she, like you might not be comfortable by giving only information about these components. Right now I'm going to show you the components on a live server practically, so that you'll be comfortable. This is one of the TSM server. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, this is one of the TSM server which is running on AX version. Okay, TSM ADMC itself is called administrative command line component, which helps us in getting through TSM server. Okay, this is my TSM server which is running on AX 7.1 and the TSM server version is 71100. Okay, when you see the components which I'm talking about, this is my archive log, okay, which is defined as 450 gig, and you should be having act log. This is my activity log. Okay, this is my DB volumes. I'll show you those from TSM side. Okay, this is my TSM server. When you do query DBS, you could see all the DB volumes which is defined. Okay. Query domain. This is another component which is under policy. You could see all the different domains which are defined. So these are the components of TSM server, and when you go walk through TSM client side components, you have similar kind of components which can be discussed in detail while we are talking about client. Okay. On top of it, when you if you start understanding the backup structure, you should be able to first see the backup process or backup flow. Okay, when you have the backup flow in your mind, then probably you will be able to better understand the concept. Okay, in order to take a backup, you should have client installed. You should establish communication between TSM server and client. You should have on TSM server side, you should have storage hierarchy. Policies defined. Then destination pools. Okay. When you install a client on any of the machines, you will register the TSM server. You will register the same client on TSM server. When you say query node, you could see all these clients are registered. Along with that, you can get the type of platform, which is nothing but OS, and policy domain, which is the most crucial part, wherein which you control how a backup flow will be done. Okay, everything will be defined in the policies, like the retentions and where it has to go, and the destination of the data. Okay, prior to that, you have storage pools concept, which is nothing but the staging part, wherein which all the whatever data which is being backed up through policies will be staged on TSM server. These are the storage pools. If you look at, I'm just giving you overview of all these components. When we discuss in detail, then probably I can give you complete information about these components individually. Okay? Hello?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. These are the storage pool which we have. Sorry? Hello?
Nothing,
Okay.
sir. Nothing. It was my other screen.
Okay. Not an issue. Okay. This is the storage pool hierarchy, wherein which you could see different types of storages. You can define n number of storage components to Tivoli Storage Manager. It can be disk or tape, or even you can have file device class. Again, when you come to device class, it's the mechanism wherein which you define how a device can be used. Based on that, Tivoli Storage Manager will be able to redirect the backup based on the device class which you are showing. So all these components and parameters will constitute as a policy when you define the policies on Tivoli Storage Manager. We'll discuss about these policies and storage pools in detail on a separate topic. Okay. So shall we conclude the demo session, so that if you can give feedback, then probably we can.
Yeah. I understand this thing, but in our environment, Nagaraju, there's like we are trying to implement one tool called Flash Copy Manager, which
Okay.
will take the backups of the SQL Server and DB2.
Right. You mean to say like from a backend, from a storage itself, you want to take the backup directly to secondary storage? Is that correct?
No, we want to, there's a Tivoli Flash Copy
Copy
Manager.
Manager. Yes,
Yeah.
Tivoli's Flash Copy Manager itself has the capability of taking the backend storage to another storage. The metadata will be saved in Tivoli Storage Database Manager. It has that
Yeah.
capability.
And we
Okay.
want to integrate it with the TSM.
Okay. That
And
can be done. I can help you out on that.
so we will discuss that also.
Yes. I mean, prior to that, you need to understand how TSM works and
Yeah, yeah,
how
that's what
API needs to be configured. So
that's
when you have these APIs and TDPs chapters, then you probably better understand what are the prerequisites which needs to be configured for FCM, Flash Copy Manager.
uh-huh.
So prior to that, you should understand the basic components of the Tivoli Storage Manager and how a backup flow works. Then probably how you need to differentiate client and API activities. Then probably you can understand how do we configure FCM.
Yeah, yeah. So actually, at the end of the day, I need to understand that also.
Okay, if that is your first priority, then probably I can take that in next session itself.
Yeah, that will be good.
Okay, we'll plan about it and then probably I'll get back to you with that.
That's why I'm trying to understand everything. What is TSM? What is that? What is how?
Okay. Before that, I need to get some information from you on that. If I have to help you on that, you should give us the proper OS details along with that version details. What version of SQL you have, what version of DB2 you have, and OS details like OS version and service pack levels. Along with that, what version of TSM client you have installed.
We
These are the
are.
details I required.
I guess we have a TSM 6.1 in our environment,
Mm-hmm. I'm
and
not talking about TSM server version. I'm talking about client version.
I have no idea. I need
Okay.
I need to
Okay.
find. Actually, let me explain you my situation. Actually, I'm a storage guy and
Mm-hmm.
I'm a core NetApp guy.
Okay.
So I used to work with a IBM on the N series, and
Mm-hmm.
we were recently planning to upgrade it to a NetApp. If you know, NetApp has a new cluster mode.
Okay.
So for some reason they hired me for that thing, and I was working for 1 year, and now that project is dropped out. Now my
Mm-hmm.
manager told me to make yourself more
Okay. I'm
company use
familiar with the TSM.
TSM. So I'm not a TSM guy, but I will talk to the other people and let you know what is in an environment. So
That shouldn't be an issue. I mean, whatever minimal knowledge what you have, I can document what are all my requirements. Probably then I can mail you, so it will give you clear picture of what you have to collect, so that
yeah,
we can work together and get it done. So that shouldn't be an issue. We
okay,
have you. We have helping hand from our end.
okay. So that will help me. So that's why I look out for the TSM, and I found you guys. So that's why I'm going for a TSM.
You have
This
the right choice with you right
yeah,
now.
yeah, this is my last resort to save my job.
No problem. We'll definitely help you out.
You know when you try to go to understand from the people, they will not teach you because they also want to save their job. So I understand them. So
It's the mechanism what you have in human.
yeah, yeah. They
You cannot avoid that.
I don't blame them, but yeah, still you understand this thing. So
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah,
Okay, that shouldn't be an issue. I'll definitely help you out on that.
yeah. So
Probably I can, my team will get back to you on that.
okay,
Okay. With
okay,
this,
sir.
I would like to conclude my session, demo session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you, Kamal. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Sure. Thank you. Bye-bye. హలో నువ్వు నిద్రపోలేదా ఓకే ఎలా ఉంది సెషన్ ఓకేనా అంటే this is the చాలా అన్నట్టు ఉండేది.